Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice is if you want to do it right, collect what you like. But on this segment of Drunk with the Mic, it's read what you like, collect what you're reading. Got to feel it all up in your bones. Before we get into this roll call, let me first wish everybody in the herd chat, family and friends, your family and friends, a very happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. We want to thank all the men and women who serve for our country to provide us this freedom and luxury. We hope you guys are enjoying your time with the family, most definitely. So, happy 4th of July, y'all. And with that being said, we're going to kind of roll into the roll call. So, Alonzo, are you barbecuing? Because if you are, bring your boy a cheeseburger.
Oh, we don't do just traditional burgers and hot dogs. I mean, we get some kalbi, we get some nice yummy skewers and some corn. I mean, we got to do it like that, man.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, to echo your statement, Steve, again, happy 4th of July, everyone. Hopefully everyone's being safe and enjoying their time with family. And also the fireworks. Hopefully, you guys get to see some stuff blow up in the sky.
Keep all your fingers, guys.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, this is Alonzo, aka Comics and Pops. I am your comic book nerd and also your pop culture fanatic. Over to you, Steve.
Well, thank you, Alonzo. And it's your boy, Steve, aka Hip Hop's in Me _comics_collectible. Longest name on Instagram. And keep on running. One show scale collector, comic book lover, and chaser of all things nostalgic. It's just a moment, guys. You got to feel it. So, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and holler at the herd chat. I'm going to go get this. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and wish Kid Collector Comics, my brother. Y'all see his new logo? Y'all better check his new logo. He got things in work on the works, and he got the train a moving. He's already hit your boy Steve up. We got some things, Alonzo. We're gonna rate it.
Ooh,
We're
nice.
gonna have to make a trip to his channel.
Oh, we
But
got
we
to do
want
it.
to
We got to
thank
do
you,
it.
brother. We want to thank you for the super chat. Much love, Kid Collectors. I love you, brother. Bam! Look at that. You get 5 of them, bro. That's a blessing from Keanu.
That's right. That's
Whoa.
right.
Much love to you, brother. Happy 4th of July. Dude, I saw his Instagram and his spread. Man, they know how to dress it up at that 4th of July. Kid,
Woo.
invite me, bro. The anime, etc. Senpai, what's going on, my brother? All up in the north. Wow, Bricks, the Iron Geek coming out of the woodwork. What's going on, my brother? Much love. Bricks is always on these titles that I'm reading, so I love to chit chat with them a little more, man. We got to get him back on. We got to get him on, not back on. All right, my brother Eric the Phoenix coming out of the ashes of that fire, flying way up top and spreading them wings. What's going on, baby? Bring me a burger, Eric. You're down the street. Something Wong. You always know something white is happening when he's here. My brother, something Wong's everywhere, man. I love that guy, dude. He was having me dying in the chats. All right, man. I had to take a big old gulp. Sheena, what's going on, Sheena? HK Wifey Folk 20. Oh, what's going on? Look at that. Chat jumped on me. Happy 4th of July, girl. What's going on? Hope you're getting some reading going. John's Comic with Kids. What's going on, my brother? Happy 4th of July, my brother. I hope it's nice and sunny where you're at. Actually, I know it's nice and sunny where he's at. He's right by Steve. Masterpiece Making Tim Stacy. Have y'all seen his recent post that Captain America? Muy fuego, muy fuego. And y'all, don't forget to jump back on those rewinds. We got my man Sparks that just hit a FOC. We got my man Jester Rican and his comics. Rod, you got his stuff going on. You got John's Comic with Kids, man. He got his little reviews going down, all up in the business. You got Kid Collector, man. You got his little things going on, man. He's a Kid Collector, man, and he's hitting them collections, yo. Word up. Kind of got stuck there, guys. It's alive. I haven't had my hamburger yet. So with that being said, I think we got a full house and we're ready to rock. Alonzo, we are going to talk about it today. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, you guys, we are going to talk about the Image Comics, Tom Fleecs, Trish Forstner, Stray Dogs issue 5. It is the end of this, and I'm going to be completely honest. I had a lot of books. I looked at it. I looked at the synopsis. I was like, I'm gonna wait for that. But everybody in the community was ranting and raving about this title. And my man, No Good Comics, Justin, hooked your boy up with the first issue. That first issue set it off for me. I was like, put it on my poll, check. And now we're here. We're here at issue 5, guys. I don't know if you guys read this, but there will be spoilers. So if you guys have not read it, go ahead and mute it. Or if you want to leave and catch the rewind, I am not going to be offended, most definitely. We are here to kind of break it down and kind of give you what we read. But in order to get us to issue 5, we got to go back. We got to go back to issue 1 and work our way down to the wire. So with that being said, I'm not going to make this hasty or fast or anything like that. We're going to get into it. You know, you got the writer, Tony Fleecs, you got Trish Forstner as the artist, as the artiste. And the issue and the premise is the All Dogs Go to Heaven mixed with Silence of the Lambs. So what I love about what Trish does, let me go ahead and get this out the way, is her drawing. You're thinking like the cover, you're thinking you're getting these cute pets, you're getting um, maybe something not as adult, but Tony kind of married that story in, and it makes it that more entertaining, right? Because your noticeables are about the dogs, right? The art. It's very kid oriented, very Disney friendly, but within that story, you're like, oh my god, this is epic. And you got a lot of writers. If you look at the back of every title, you got a lot of writers that are commending this title, and I commend it as well. I know Alonzo's on it as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into issue 1. Okay, so issue 1 starts off with this dog, Sophie. She's her owner takes her to the veterinarian. She's nervous and skittish, kind of like a chihuahua, you know, kind of shaken. And they have a dialogue, her and the vet. And the vet kind of alludes to and says a fun fact: hey, dogs don't have a memory within a span of a week. They do remember you, they remember your scent, they remember commands, so on and so forth, right? Man's best friend, woman's best friend as well.
So, Steve, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm glad you
Oh,
made that
no.
point, because that point helps drive the premise for this story.
Yes.
So just remember that they only have a week's worth of memory. So, because I know when you're looking at things, I'm like, why can't they remember this? Why can't remember that? So
Mm-hmm.
just again, thank you, Steve, for pointing that out, man. That's genius.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So we want to remember that. That's one of the highlights I took away from that. And so you kind of get this opening scene. It goes to a house, and Sophie is brought in. She's waking up to a bunch of dogs that are greeting her. To this man has brought her into what looks like a happy home, and all the dogs are, you know, sniffing around. They're greeting her, and you got Rusty coming into the fray. He's kind of like the leader, maybe one of the more older dogs that have been with the master, and they don't call him by his name; they call him the master. You know, like show enough. You know, so you know she's greeted. Rusty kind of greets her, walks her through the house. She's kind of skittish, doesn't remember anything, which goes to the point that dogs don't remember any, you know, within a week. So what that might have happened within that span of a week, right, guys? So you're getting this dialogue between the dogs. They're all greeting each other. They're all going by name, and you kind of find that they're starting to kind of like. Well, Sophie is starting to kind of peel back certain things. She's trying to figure out, getting her bearings, and at the very end, there's a cliffhanger. Right, the owner or the master comes in with to wrap her up because she's cold or she's shivering, and she has that tendency because she went to the veterinarian. They wrap her up in the scarf, and what happens is it immediately, that scent draws her back to the scene, and you're looking at all this cute stuff in the beginning, and you're thinking, wow, this is really kid friendly, this is really cool. Once the last page settle in, I mean, it sets it off, guys. She gets a, you know, that scent. It shows a panel of altercation. Her master ends up dying, her lady, as they say, and that's it. Leaves you wanting more, right? It got you aboard. It got you meeting the cast and characters. You get the storyline, and it left you with a cliffhanger. Real Route 6. What's going on? Real Route 6. My brother, Raging Cajun Comics, JD, brother Rudy, what's cracking? Happy 4th of July. We got Ian in the building too. We got Hood Rat Comics. So now that we've had this concession, now that we have had this pause, Alonzo, tell me what you thought about issue 1, because we're going to go ahead and highlight some of these chat.
Oh, you do it. You do it. You do it, Steve. So yeah, I totally agree with you, man. Like issue 1 was amazing. It really hooked me, line and sinker. I could not believe how invested I was in this book because I was just captivated by that single issue. Because it's all great when you think of like, oh, these cutesy little dogs, these little characters, and then you have this underbelly or underlying like feeling of dread that's kind of happening. It's very ominous, and that book brought it. Even though the art is very light and very crisp and clean, and again bright, but it's that story that you feel like something's happening, something's going on, and that
Something's afoot.
yeah, and that issue, I mean, just really got me, and so I was just hooked.
Now, I would say the same thing, man. The one thing I forgot to highlight about issue 1, guys, is as they're taking the tour around the house, they go to the backyard, they go to the rooms. There's one room that they already know, hey, we're not allowed in there. We think that's where the master hides the treats, but it's a different room. And this is where we're going to go ahead and jump into issue 2, Alonzo. So issue 2 opens up to them going to bed. Sophie's greeted by Rusty and still remembers what's going on, but she doesn't. She's totally not in the know. She doesn't remember. And he kind of jogs her memory by scratching at the door, getting outside, bringing the scarf in. And Sophie is not welcomed within the group because at the very end of what she smells of issue 1, she tells the dogs, like, your master killed my lady. And the dogs are just like, what are you even talking about? You know, you got Earl, one of these hounds that is one of the older dogs as well, that says, I would smell a killer a mile away. You know, and everybody attests to it. So with issue 2 there, Rusty comes in with the scarf. It re-jogs her memory back up, and now she's on the case. And what she does is Sophie says, let's go into that room where we're not supposed to go. And Rusty's like, we don't want to get punished or anything like that. And they end up, the door ends up being open. So they're kind of walking through this room. You get this really gut-wrenching feeling because you see women's clothing. There's notes lying around. You know, like Sophie is hiding in a box as the master comes in and catches Rusty in the room, and Rusty gets sent into the backyard and he's being punished. You know, and by punishment, you know, you never know what happens in that second issue, but he's limping along. You know. But as Sophie's in that box, she's kind of digging through pictures. She's kind of putting things together. And she hears, you know, the master, as a freak would, you know, recite lines. Hey, that's a nice dog, you know. And I found that to be very sickening, like a real sickening thing in the pit of my stomach, because, you know, you could totally see that happening. It does happen. And it's so, the realism in it, you know, and then it kind of swaying you by this, you know, cartoon style really kind of leads you to believe, like, not even believe, but it's like, what great writing. The drawing kind of sets you in, and you're just like, I can't believe this is happening. You know, like, no, there has to be sunshines and rainbows. I don't know. The roller coaster. It ends you there, right? So, you know, he's reciting lines with how he's, you know, talking to victims that he scoops up. So that leaves us to issue 2. That's the end of issue 2. Alonzo, please kind of fill me in, add me in on anything that I might have missed, and let's go ahead and see if anything is popping off in the chat, man. I know that everybody's greeting with each other.
For sure. And yeah, like issue 2 was just like, you're getting more background about this person, this kidnapper or murderer, or what the dogs called master. But everybody looks at this older dog, Earl, as like the voice of reason. Mm-hmm. So Earl's this guy, they're this dog that's like, oh, no. Like everything's fine. Don't worry. Sophie's just being skittish. It's a new member of the family, and she's just trying to get adjusted, you know? So he feels like, or that this place is just the best place to be. It's real. And I mean, I got reminded of those like jail movies, I guess, because
Mhm.
like they're escorting Rusty over there to the hot box, the isolation chamber or the jail cell where he's
Mhm.
just by himself,
The House of
and
Pain.
it's freaky.
Geek driven.
And
What's cracking,
and
bro?
to have him like the master, right, recite those lines over and over again, I mean, it kind of just gives you the creeps. It makes your skin crawl when you
Oh
think
yeah.
about like things that you hear in the news about like pedophiles and all this other stuff and how they bring their dog. Oh, hey, do you guys want to see my puppy? I mean, it's freaky.
Oh
It
yeah.
it is scary. It's like, oh, I have this white van parked over here. I
Oh
have
my
I
god.
have a dog in it. Do
Yeah.
you guys want some candy? I mean, seriously,
It's really bad.
it's
Hey yo,
nuts.
Paulette. Yeah, it
It's
is.
nuts. And again, the art by Trish really kind of fools you
Hmm.
into all of this because again, they're cartoony characters and they're dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, but this writing again, like Tony's just nailing it
One.
over and over again. And then Steve, take away issue number 3.
Okay. Before we get into issue number 3, you kind of jogged my memory. So as um Rocky is Rocky loves Emily. That's what I was thinking right now. If you guys can get that, you know what's up. But Rusty gets let out of punishment. Jay Nunya, what's cracking, brother? And as he gets sent out of punishment, Master took one dog already. So it's kind of letting you know what he's doing, what he's planning for the next day. He takes Aldo. That's right, back issue Polly, my brother. And Aldo comes back and kind of reports what they did. But the other thing is, you have another dog hit a send and say he killed my lady as well. So this is opening us fresh up to issue number 3. Issue number 3, Roxanne's confirming that her person is definitely, you know, um, like gone and dead. But so what happens is they kind of work themselves into the backyard and they go under the porch and there's lumps of piles of dirt, and it gives you guys the shivers. I'm telling you, because it's drawn out really nice. It's real cute, and you're like, oh my god, Tony is killing it, setting the tone. And Roxanne confirms she smells the grave, and she confirms that yeah, my person, he killed my lady, my person. And they're finding out that these graves are here, and in comes Master. He sees the door open. He hits a light, and they're in the grave that's newly freshly like shoveled up. And he's like wondering where are the dogs at. Like he goes in, he hears them barking, he's going to feed all the dogs except they're down there. So they're like, we got to get out of here and we got to go back in. Now I'm surprised Master, like show enough, you know I'm gonna call him Master Show enough.
I love
um
it.
he like he sits there and he doesn't put two and two together. He sees them all dirty and he's like, all right, baths for everybody tomorrow, and or tonight. I don't know how you guys got dirty, and what really happens after that is um Victor kind of gets involved. Victor is a Dalmatian, and he has this moment where he's saying, he's a killer. I know he's killed my person too. And it pans out to a panel where there's a fire. And you see, show enough, hitting that 911 button and kind of playing out that he's burning the house down, burning the body, of course, that he probably killed to free him of that, taking the dog. The dog, Tony, is injured. Or no, Victor. Dude, I'm getting names all wrong. Victor. Victor, my bad. He's the Victor the Dalmatian, and you see him lying in a vet area. His leg is kind of messed up, and this woman in the fire plate, the at the fire station says we need to find him home, and then you see, show enough, the Master end up choking that lady out, and for doing that, Victor kind of sees the phone at that moment because the Master's upstairs, and what happens is they click 911 and 911 goes into calling the ambulance, or not the ambulance, the police, and they
So
kind of ended with that.
Yep. So Steve, like, yeah, issue 3, you get a little bit more action in there, get a little bit more detail and background about like what's happening, about how Shonuff is doing his thing
Mhm.
as like this murderer, and how he's taking souvenirs. He's not only he's taking the dog,
Shout out to
he's
Emo.
taking little things, and it's nuts. But issue 3 really kind of gives you that um background on how Shonuff like actually does it.
Yeah.
But then what about issue 4, Steve?
So we're gonna go through a quick one, guys. Walk me through it. So issue 4. So we know Victor gets punished. Victor gets taken. He gets put in the shed, and he's punished. Master Leaves does not feed the dogs. This is really squeamish, guys. As I'm gonna go ahead and tell it. Master Leaves. He's coming back. The dogs are like, "Hey, we need to find out what's going on with Victor. Where is Victor?" They go to the shed and they walk around. They see a mound there, and they smell Victor. There's blood, and the worst kind of sets in. I mean, if you guys don't like spoilers, please pause this. I'm gonna get hit you right now. 1, 2, 3. You see Victor skinned and hanging, and as soon as they see that, they start running. And you have this one dog that's quiet. He's in the fray, and his name is Emojin. And as they're going back, Earl is the one that's kind of going into the master's room, the undesignated room, and he finds out that there's heads there. So it ends there. It turns out. Now we jump into issue 5. We're opening up to that. The master catches him. He's at rifle. Earl is there, and he's relapsing what happened to his master and his lady, and he lunges right at master, bites him in the neck, spews out like you would see in a horror flick, and the gun goes off. Mind you, the other dogs are outside. They're looking at Victor. They run back in to the house, and they see Earl running down, and he's like, "Let's go. We got to go." Master's there, gun, ready to be shot at Earl, and in comes the quietest in the fray, Emotion, shoving Master down the stairs, hits his head, cracks his head, and he's out. Okay. Now they're trying to get out. Earl's panicked. Earl jumps through the window, breaking the window, cutting himself up. All the dogs are going out the window through the front yard, guys. And now we know that the front yard has the most traffic. You see Master Shonuff come in with the gun. He shoots Roxanne in the hind leg. She says to keep going. Master is going to shoot her at gunpoint, but Earl is thinking fast. Earl jumps into traffic, guys, gets hit by a car to stop, to add more attention to what's happening. This woman comes out. She's walking out, and you're looking at it like a scary movie. No, don't do it. Don't do it. And the dogs are barking. And you see the master, blood is escaping him. He has the rifle, and he dies. And that is where we leave it. Earl, Sophie's this is a Disney moment, guys. Sophie's asking, "Why did you do this?" And he's like, "Because I remembered." And Earl is gone. End scene. You have the cops come in. They're talking to the canine, and with that being said, they find the bodies and everything else that's going on. We find out that all these dogs get adopted by good families. That's the silver lining. And scene, fiend. We know we're going to get a new comic book day coming in August, guys. Be ready for that. I would say go back and read. This is an excellent title. It was not on my radar. I had to pull back, but I regret it. And I don't got all the horror covers, but that would be something I would be on the lookout. Everything has its time. Speaking of horror covers, shout out to Bird City Comics. We got Alonzo and I got this It homage. Shout out to Bird City and our friends at Nearing Nirvana. We love you guys. And with that being said, I know we're going to go ahead and round this up, guys. But tomorrow, guys, my brother Eric, the Phoenix, rising out of those ashes and into the sky, spreading his wings. We got a new segment, guys. We are bringing back Jace. Also, what's cracking, my brother? Fanime talk. We talked about, our first title in Demon Slayer. Now we're talking My Hero Academia, guys. If you guys are not on My Hero Academia, if you guys have not watched this show, it is amazing, guys. but the manga is better, and my brother will eventually get there, guys. I sat there on Friday with him talking to me, kind of gearing me up, keeping me up to date, and I looked at him like, you need to have a show. And here we are. So we're going to go ahead and drop it in, guys, tomorrow, 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not forget, Alonzo, what's going on? Am I missing certain things that we got into the works?
Nah, you're on point right now. I mean, we have Fanime talk. We're have the bottom half. We're also going to be doing our Mondo mail call this week, so this is going to be fun.
Oh,
And then don't forget, we do have a new show called The More You Know, and it's going to be a show where we help educate the community. And I know a lot of us are elder statesmen, but we have a lot of knowledge, and we need to make sure that everybody is on the same playing field or everybody's educated. So that way it makes the community a lot better. So we're going to be looking at that for the More You Know show. And I don't know exactly when we're going to drop it, but it is going to be live and it should be a hell of a good time.
one more thing. Don't forget to watch that rewind. JR had the Star Wars. This is the way, a Star Wars origin with my man Comics King, guys. Definitely check that out. It was amazing time. JR is killing it. If you guys have a Star Wars love, there's a midi-chlorian in you, or you are a Sith ready to hit that red lightsaber, talk to my man JR, get on the show, show him your love, show the love of why you love Star Wars, guys. We are on the move, guys. We are having a lot of different segments, and we are super excited. So I can't wait. Who knows? Next week for dropping the mic might be another title before we start gearing into the community section. I want to get community guys all up in the mix. Let's do it, guys. We got tomorrow. I know we got my man Brando coming on. I know my man No Good Comics might come on. You know, we should get a horror title because I just read one and I was scared, guys. Shout out to Comics on the Edge, my brother, Low Grades. With that being said, guys, we are trying to keep this under 30-minute mark, bite-sized, lovable pieces. And with that being said, we are early, guys. So we want to wish you guys a happy 4th of July. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the fireworks. Keep all your fingers and toes. Get your boy a cheeseburger, for God's sakes, a hot dog, some tater salad, and a Coke the American way with a slice of apple pie. Por favor. With that being said, guys, much, much love. We out.